You said yes again, even though you knew you had nothing left to give. She had barely finished the question, and the yes was already out of your mouth. And the second it left, you already regretted it. So now it sits on your list, this thing you did not want, next to the 40 other things you also did not really choose. I know that yes. I have lived inside it. The one that comes out before I have even finished hearing the question, because somewhere along the way, I learned that being needed felt safer and that a woman who is always available never has to face the looming fear of rejection. That is the part we do not say out loud, though. We call it being responsible. A good friend, a good daughter, a good woman of God. And some of it is. But underneath the good, there is usually something quieter, which is we are afraid of what it would cost us to disappoint someone. So we disappoint ourselves instead. And we do this in small ways nobody sees until being last on your own list feels so normal, we don't even know what it feels like to put ourselves first. You are tired. The kind of tired that lives in your chest when your phone lights up and your first feeling before love, before anything, is a feeling of dread. It's another person who needs something, and another moment you will give more than you have available, because the whole shape of your life is built on you being the one who does not need anything back and being the one that has it all together. Any of this sound familiar? The coworker who dropped one more thing on you at 4:55 and you say sure. The friend who calls when she is in crisis and you listened until she felt lighter and you felt heavier. Or maybe the family that assumes you will handle it, whatever it is, because you always handle it. None of it feels big enough to name on its own. That is the trap. It is never one heavy thing. It is 1,000 light ones you were never meant to carry. Somewhere you picked up the belief that your worth is something you have to keep earning, that your yes makes others happy, and that the moment you stop producing for people, you become a little less lovable to them. That belief is holding you back from living the life of your dreams while continuously helping others live theirs. So hear me before we go further. Taking care of yourself does not make you mean. It does not make you self-absorbed, and it doesn't make you less lovable. Your worth is not attached to how much you do for others. And if you never did another thing, you are already enough. You know that story about two sisters in the Bible, Martha and Mary? Jesus comes to their home and Martha is doing what you and I would be doing, moving through the house, making sure everyone is fed, making sure nothing falls apart. And it bothers her that she is carrying all of it while her sister just sits at his feet. So she says something, and he answers her so gently. Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is needed. For years, I read that as a rebuke, but I don't anymore. I hear a man who loved her too much to watch her disappear into the doing when all she needed was to sit down and be with him, to rest in him. And it is not just that one moment. The Gospels keep showing Jesus walking away from people who genuinely needed him, crowds at the door, sick people, real need, the kind you and I would never feel allowed to turn from. And over it says he withdrew to a quiet place to pray. He did not heal every last person before he rested. He let some needs go unmet so he could be with his Father. Listen, it took me a while, but that was an aha moment for sure. If Jesus was allowed to be unreachable, if the most needed person who ever lived stepped away from the crowd on purpose, then this thing I do, this proving that I can carry everyone, is not the holiness I told myself it was. It is fear wearing the costume of love. You are allowed to be unreachable for a while. You are allowed to be tired. God is not standing over you with a clipboard counting what you produced today. Grace was never something you earned in the first place. That is the whole point of it. And the rest he offers is not one more thing to perform. He calls his own yoke easy and his burden light, which is the opposite of the load you have been dragging. Now, I'm not going to pretend this is easy. The first time you let a text sit until morning, your whole body will tell you that you have done something wrong. Or the first time you say no and offer nothing after it, no excuse, no long explanation, you will feel the quiet on the other end and want to take it all back. That is the old wiring firing, but it does get quieter every time you stop listening to it. So here's the one thing to do this week, not change. Just notice. Catch the next yes that leaves your mouth and immediately makes you regret it. Do not judge it. Just ask yourself one question. Did I choose that or did fear choose it for me? All I want you to do is start telling yourself the truth. That is where it begins, quietly. If you want to stay with this past today, I made a free guide that includes the verses we sat with, a few honest questions, and one small practice for the week. The link is just below. And if someone you love needs to hear this too, send it to her and subscribe so you can find your way back here. You have been holding everyone for so long. The world you are so afraid will fall apart without you is held by someone steadier than both of us. And he loved you long before you did a thing for anyone. He has never needed you to be everything in order to keep loving you. He has not let you go, and he is not about to start.